You're listening to the audio production of Wrapped in Rain, a novel of coming home, by Charles Martin, published by Thomas Nelson and read by Jonathan K. Riggs.
For my mom, even now, a lady on her knees. Prologue. When the ache woke me, I poked the tip of my nose out from under the covers and pulled my knees hard into my chest, where my heart hung pounding like a war drum. The room was deep with shadows, the moon hung high, and I knew Rex would never let me out of bed at this hour. I inched my head out from under the covers, my hair sticking up from the static, and looked down from my second-story perch, but my breath had fogged the window and wrapped a hazy halo around the moon. Car-sized hay bales, wrapped in white plastic, lined the far fence and framed the backdrop against which 3 or 4 horses, their backs covered with blankets, and 1 or 2 deer fed silently in the ankle-high winter rye. Blue moon glow lit the back porch and barn, and the pasture floated beneath a wave of slow-moving fog. Even then, if I could have saddled that fog and ridden out over those golden fields, I'd have sunk in my spurs, pulled the reins skyward, steered for the sun, and never looked back. I slept like this, wrapped up like a cannonball, because he noticed me less. When he did, my backside got the brunt of it. About a year later, when we found out I had a brother, I thought maybe I'd start getting half-whippings, because now he had twice as many targets. But I was wrong. He just gave twice as many. I wiped my nose with my flannel pajama sleeve, uncoiled, and then slid off the top bunk where the moon spilled around me and cast my shadow on the floor. Me and Peter Pan. Miss Ella knew I needed room to grow, so she had bought my one-piece pajama suit a few sizes too big. The built-in feet made a scratchy sliding sound as I tiptoed across the floor to the chair where my 2-holster belt hung. Holding my breath, I strapped the belt around my waist, checked my 6-shooters to make sure the caps were in place, pulled my cowboy hat down tight, and poked my head around the door. An arm's reach away, leaning in the corner, stood my baseball bat, a 26-inch Louisville Slugger. Hitting chert rocks had dinged and cut the barrel, leaving it splintery and rough, but Moses had sanded the handle smooth, thin enough to fit my little hands. I grabbed it, lined up my knuckles, and rested it on my shoulder. I had to walk past Rex's door, and I needed all the help I could get. I never knew if he was home or not, but I wasn't taking any chances. If he was here...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?